Maybe?
Hey,
Yeah.
we made it.
Sweet.
So,
You're...
sorry for the wait.
Oy vey. Nothing
yeah.
in life ever comes on time.
Nope, nothing. Speaking of which, Jared.
It wasn't
Shovel
me
Knight!
this time.
Ugh.
What?
It wasn't me this time.
No.
I
Now we
wasn't
wait
picking
on
up the
Jared.
video.
But we're here, so that's always fun.
It certainly is.
And so we're here. We're chilling out, some dudes on a Wednesday night, and we've got
What better things do we have to do on a Wednesday night?
right, exactly. What we do have is that sweet Q&A going on for the live show. So
true.
if peeps want to,
You
know,
guys who are listening to and viewing this here broadcast can contribute questions and say hi and keep us entertained until Jared arrives.
we're taking open questions now. So throw something at us, and we'll answer them in the meantime before we can actually get the show going. So yeah, fun stuff. John, how are you doing? You have a new desk, right?
I do. Do you actually see me for once?
I do. I see all of your face and not just like your mouth or your
It's
forehead.
true. I'm over here. I can, if I take away this keyboard, which I'm about to do, I can scoot even closer and be comfortable.
Wow.
It's magical. It's a magical, magical thing. The only issue is this desk is a bright, obtrusive seafoam green to go with
Oh.
all the rest of my wood fixtures. So I just need to hang a Zelda poster up here above me, and this will be the seafoam green section of my room.
There you go. I dig it.
I dig it too.
Hmm.
Speaking of things you can dig, it's Shovel Knight!
Oh, God.
Out! I'm
It's out
excited.
for
Why
backers,
don't we get it
right?
out of the way?
Yes. And I'm hyped. I'm more hyped for Shovel Knight than I am for most AAA releases this year. Not that I know what those are necessarily. What the hell is coming at the end of this year?
Bayonetta 2, jerk face.
Yeah, there you
Oh.
go.
I don't
And
know if I
it's
would
Smash
consider that
Brothers,
a
I
AAA
suppose.
release, though.
You wouldn't? What are you talking? Things like Call of Duty and things like
Yeah,
that?
the Order 1886, the multi-million-dollar ones, the big budgets.
Because I'm
Fine.
totally interested in all that.
Well,
I'm-
I'm hyped for Tomb Raider. What is it?
Oh, what do they call it?
I
A
haven't-
Raider Reborn? Or...
Yeah, something like that. But, isn't that 2015? Aren't they all 2015?
Well,
Yeah.
those ones, yeah. Those ones,
I mean,
yeah.
that was the thing about E3 this year. I loved it, and it was a blast, a roller coaster ride, through and through. But all those games are coming out 2015.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're all coming out late in the game. They could be here in January. That's not so bad,
True.
right?
I think Xenoblade Chronicles X is going to be slated for February, that awesome RPG release.
Mm.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 's
Fire
coming out.
Emblem last year, Bravely Default this year, Xenoblade Chronicles X next year, or maybe they'll release it on April 6th.
We've got a couple of things here. Pat says he is currently playing Bastion, watching Summer Games Done.
Woo!
We'll talk about that later.
Yes,
And
we will.
also watching our show at the same time, so multitasker.
Wow, dude does
How many
multitask.
eyes does this guy have?
It is insane. And then Emily says, "Or give it to me, whatever." I'm assuming that's the desk.
Yes. Well, I don't know what it is, but I think I know which Emily this is, and it's the very same Emily that is Zelda infamous among you two. who know
Oh,
who
so
she
then
is.
maybe it's the poster that you're talking about.
That's true. I have given her a Zelda poster. I gave her, I went to a GameStop, and I knew the manager, and he gave me Skyward Sword several days early. And along with Skyward Sword, he gave me a gigantic store promotional display for Skyward Sword, and I got to carry that out of the mall.
Oh
I
my
gave
god.
it to Emily for her birthday or Christmas.
Well, you got lucky, sir, because I actually knew one of the people who worked at GameStop also. But instead of getting something cool like a Skyward Sword poster or standee, I got the Spirit Tracks promotional display box.
Wow.
Nice. But
yeah.
Spirit Tracks wasn't all that bad. Certainly
No.
a hell of a lot better than Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah.
We've got Raymond, who says, Jonathan, Charlotte wanted me to ask this question on her behalf. Why aren't you playing Xenogears? And I'm going to ask the same question because I'm playing Xenogears.
I'm not playing Xenogears because I'm playing Shovel Knight, 1001 Spikes, Tomodachi Life, Pokemon Y, and many, many other things. I bought Xenogears when I first got my PSP eons ago, and I started playing it, and it got too complex, and I put it down. I have yet to pick it back up again. But if a game doesn't keep my attention, it gets knocked by the wayside with as much of a workaholic as I am. I just move on to the next one, unfortunately.
You need to give it a fair shake, dude, especially with your love of Xenoblade. So
I plan on it. But Charlotte is going to continue to pester me for two things. She's going to make me play Xenogears, and she's going to make me play Monster Hunter. I can't do Monster Hunter. I can't do it.
So you should do Xenoblade or Xenogears because it's turn-based RPG of fun time.
I know.
And,
I know all about it. Well, I don't know all about it, but
no,
I know about it.
Little to nothing, which is not a surprise, I suppose.
I played about 8 hours of that game. You hush.
8 hours of Xenogears, really?
Yeah. No, I bought it on the PSP, and then I got stuck.
I thought this was I played it for a half hour, and I'm not really digging it.
No. I played that game until I got stuck, and then I put it down.
Interesting, because I'm at the 8.5 hour mark, and...
You have surpassed me, sir. Well done.
Well, do you remember where you were when you got stuck?
Not a damn clue.
Did you get through the woods?
I think I was in a desert somewhere, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Were you just walking through a desert?
I don't remember. It's been too long.
I'm just trying to jog your memory. Were you chasing after a mech?
Probably.
Okay.
You don't. I picked up that game when I first got my PSP.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Some people's memory can be jogged. All right. Well, then yes.
With this guy.
I'm well past where you are in yonder desert. Emily says that it was because Jonathan was talking about Zelda posters. And then Raymond says yes, Monster Hunter was her second question. So, don't you have a copy of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate?
I do, and do you know how much of a learning curve / tough to get into that game is?
You know,
I know.
You do?
I know. I have Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on 3DS.
Do you have a Circle Pad Pro?
No. I'm actually okay without it. I'm completely okay without it. That's not the problem.
You would have fared better than I would at Monster Hunter 4 at E3 2014 because I tried to play that game for Charlotte's sake. I was awful.
Yeah, no, I did pick it up. It was on sale. It was going for like $20, and I figured, why not? You know, $20 for Monster Hunter. I can't see it going any lower than that. I decided to pick it up. And yeah, man, that is a difficult game. Of course, the 3DS version does not have online, and so I can't get help with it. So,
well then.
Stuck. And I don't really see myself getting anywhere with it.
It's true.
Well, fine. You're not playing Xenogears because it's too complicated. You're not playing Monster Hunter because it's too complicated. You know what game?
You're playing 1001 Spikes. Come on.
But let's talk about...
1001 Spikes isn't complicated, though. The deaths come to me readily.
You're experiencing all of the features it has to offer. How many ways it can kill you.
True.
There's
1,001 ways.
There's one title. You've got... Whoa! Jared here!
Dead!
Yay.
We have a crew of 4 until something blows up. Ladies and gentlemen, cross your fingers now.
Yeah, we might lose power here. I had to drive slow to get home. It's a really bad storm.
Oh, Christ.
Hurry. So, some behind the curtain talk, which would normally be behind the curtains, but because we're live, we get to deal with it anyway. Hey, Jarrett, do you want to load up your little banner thingy?
Maybe.
Have it in that shared folder.
I know where it is.
Okay.
I'll find it.
He's gonna find it.
While Jared loads up his lower third thingy, do we have any more awesome questions?
We don't, but I was going to say, Jonathan, that you have another title in your library that you have yet to start, and honestly, it should bring shame to you and your family. Pandora's Tower. Seriously?
I knew it!
Seriously?
I knew it.
Dude,
But I did start it. I started it when I bought it, and then I
Uh-huh.
put it down.
how?
I don't know.
Why?
Don't look at me for answers. I don't have them all.
I haven't started it either.
Well,
Jared
Jared,
doesn't
bought it.
start anything.
true.
Charlotte's gonna beat Radiant Historia before you, and I just mailed her that game.
That's fine. I mean, if it didn't put me to sleep every time I was playing it, I think I would have gotten through it.
A plague on both your houses.
See,
Oh.
I can make fun of you for titles that you have but haven't finished, but you can't make fun of me for titles that I haven't even bought, like basically anything on 3DS since Kingdom Hearts 3D, because that was the last 3DS game that I bought.
No, I will continue to make fun of you for that. Actually,
Oh, will you? Will you?
I will. As I
Has,
do
has
often.
Randy still not played A Link Between Worlds then?
Nope.
He hasn't played like
Ouch.
anything good.
Randy.
He
Anything.
still hasn't played Fire Emblem.
No Fire Emblem, no Zelda, no.
I can't blame him for not playing Fire Emblem, because
I
Fire
can.
Emblem is too much of a big boy game for Randy Thompson.
No, it's not. The heck? Nah.
Oh, I'm
Nice.
looking for the look on his face, and I can't see it very well. That's unfortunate.
Oh, yeah. Basically, John, if I ever
It
see
just
you in
got brought.
person, you will be strangled.
I look forward to it.
Straight
Just let
up.
me have a few drinks first.
Jared's almost there. He's got his old one all set up. If you've loaded up your new one, Jared, you have to click the overlay switch to off and then back on again to refresh it.
Behind.
I don't
the
understand.
curtain. Randy made new overlays. Do you see the fancy logo that I'm looking at right now on mine? He made brand new overlays.
Oh,
and he's
I don't
stuck
have
with-
that.
I have
They
a
are
question.
in the drive folder under the backwards compatibility folder under
I know
the
where it
lower
is.
thirds folder.
I'm already in that folder. Nobody told me there were new ones.
How did I figure it out then, sir?
Why are there so many
It
things?
was in the group. It was in the group thing. He told everyone.
It's true.
Jared, we love
Everybody
you. Less than 3. I'll
Less
draw it in
than
the air.
3U.
Yeah, there's like 50 files here. Let's
There
see.
should only be 4, one with each of our names.
Right.
Are you looking in the lower thirds folder?
Circle. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, I'm going to look further into this outline and talk about games that I wouldn't normally talk about. So because it's not going to be relevant later in the show, I'll just go ahead and bring it up right now.
Do it. Start talking.
La Mulana, courtesy of Nicalis, Playism, whoever's distributing it these days, is like $4, courtesy of the Steam sale. Y'all
Mhm.
can't find La Mulana cheaper than that unless you get it free. Buy it. Get struck by lightning. Play the game that was the first ever game that I reviewed professionally for a website. Know the pain. Know the struggle that I faced that day.
The struggle is
That
real.
week. That struggle is very real, and it's not just limited to PC. If you miss out on the Steam sale, you could pick it up on PlayStation platforms as well. I know it's confirmed for the Vita, and I'm not sure where else it's coming, but good lord, that game. La Mulana, like, if you're not feeling hardcore enough, and you're not man enough for 1001 spikes, try La Mulana on for size. It'll
I'm not
it'll
even
teach
man
you.
enough. I'm not even man enough for Mutant Muds, man. I don't know what I want to do about La Mulana.
Oh, that's right.
It's
You're
okay,
not a
Mutant
plus guy.
Muds
I'm serious. I can't even get past like the second world or whatever. It's awful.
Yeah, we're in the same
I
boat.
own that game.
You might have gotten further than me.
I know that game like the back of my hand. I can get anyone through all the worlds. Mutant Muds, love it. Love it. And that's also free on PlayStation Plus for the month of June.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Y'all, like, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, if you own a PlayStation 4, by all means, guys, get on that. Run, don't walk. Seriously.
Well,
This is my certain games are free or on sale talk, and it seems that Jared has finally.
Yep. Jared is
Yes.
all set. So we're going to
See,
jump
That's
into this.
calling.
I transition like a king.
You do. So, last time we had a show, it was under my account. So we're just going to call that episode 0. This is the for real episode 1. We've got branded logos and things. This is for real, people. So, let's just kick it off. Start episode 1. So first, let's say greetings and welcome to all of you here to the first official episode of Backwards Compatibility. We're a snazzy group of 4 peeps with a passion for nerdy things like video games, comics, anime, the whole works. Last week we introduced ourselves as breakfast food, so this time we're going to do sitcoms. I'm Randy Thompson. I'm the Golden Girls of this podcast.
My name is Jonathan Higgins, and I'm the Three's Company of this podcast.
My name is Jared Sahowski, and I am the Lost of this podcast, because yes, Lost. Yes, that is a sitcom.
I want the Lost. I want a big theme song to play, and it to be like the Friends theme with all the characters like introducing themselves and being all buddy. Anyway, go on. Let's introduce our 4th person.
Yeah, I was gonna say first of all, I'm a little bummed out, Randy, because you didn't give me enough time to sing the Golden Girls theme song right after you said that.
Well, no one's stopping you now, Chris. Let's hear it.
But why? When I can keep the spotlight on myself for
Okay.
my introduction. I'm Wildcard Corsair, aka Chris Garcia, and I hate to be a bummer, but I also don't really watch sitcoms. But if I had to pick, I would definitely say that I'm the Big Bang Theory, because I don't know how anyone can figure out why I'm still on the air.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, take that.
We now know how Chris
Oh,
feels
Lord.
about the Big Bang Theory.
Let's
I
sing that.
So,
I could
send
have
your hate mail to jhiggins@uprainfall.com.
do it.
Nice.
Do it. Do
Do
it.
it.
Do it and let me know if anybody says anything back to you.
Anyway, we're all super happy to have you guys here. I mean, the guys that I'm talking to, and then of course you people that are watching.
And you and you.
Yeah.
You can do it too.
So
Yes, you. You and
whether
you.
whether you're watching live or if you're tuning in later, thanks for joining us. Speaking of those that aren't here live and in the moment, we happen to be getting our video podcast on at 9:30 p.m. Central, June 25th, 2014. So let's jump in and talk about some news and all that fun stuff. So a couple of things. One, which is I had in the outline before, was just, hey, so Legend of Korra Book 3 Changes starts this Friday, and that was pretty exciting.
It
But then something else happened today.
Yeah.
Needless to say, people were kind of excited about it. A new game by Platinum Games was announced based on Legend of Korra that takes
caps
place
locks on the Twitters.
between Book 2 and Book 3. I would say, am I the only one hyped? But I don't think I am.
Nope.
Are you guys out
Nope.
there listening? You guys excited? You guys I'm talking to, you excited?
No.
Never, ever seen Legend of Korra. Never even seen all of Avatar, The Last Airbender. But I love Platinum Games. I rep Platinum Games till I die. So whatever. I'll watch the show just to get caught up. to play
Yes.
I think Chris
That's
and
it.
I are in the exact same boat here.
Good. So then, John, are you going to try and give the show a watch? I mean, currently, it's only 2 seasons. There's like 26 episodes.
Because I love Platinum Games that much. I'm not like the biggest foray into Platinum Games. Obviously, I know what Bayonetta is, but I never dabbled, thanks to not owning a next-gen system until very, very late in the PS3's life.
Mhm.
But I mean, I've dabbled enough in Platinum Games to know what to expect and to expect goodness. So when they say Platinum Games is making a Legend of Korra game, yes, I'm gonna get on board. Like,
Good.
if I needed any other excuse to watch the show, that would be it.
There you go. Now, tackling Avatar: The Last Airbender is a giant monster because that's like 60 episodes worth of stuff to do. But
Yeah.
John, Jared too. Why not? I don't mind. I can lend you book 1 of Legend of Korra because it's good stuff and deserves to be watched. So yeah, Platinum Games. I saw that they also have a thing on the Legend of Korra Facebook page that you get to vote for what you want the cover art to be. So there are 3 different choices. So if you're a fan of Legend of Korra and you want to play this game, you should go vote for your favorite box art. So that way that can happen.
It's true. And
Yeah.
by the way, this is coming to, what is it, every single system except Wii U, if I'm not mistaken?
It's coming to
Yeah.
PS4, PS3, Xbox One, 360, and PC. So
Righto.
and that's coming this fall. So
And there is also a separate 3DS version being developed by someone.
by someone. I don't
It was
remember, but
with a W.
cannot recall.
Well, I mean,
It's
If-
a completely different game, though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a strategy game, I think, more so than whatever the new one's going to be.
but Randy, will you be getting them both?
I will at least be getting the main one, either for
Right.
PS3 or PC. But,
How big of a fan are you if you're not willing to buy every release of something?
So is
Coming
this your
from
way
a
of...
pro like
John, you're the
me.
only one I know who buys like every release of like your favorite things.
Cave Story, Shovel Knight.
I think what you're trying to do is make me actually buy a 3DS game for the first time since 2012.
I'm on board.
I may need to go ahead and do that.
Well, the problem is, like, generally I'm not a huge fan of strategy games, so I'm going to have to see a trailer first and then make the call there. So,
Randy, you
we'll-
disappoint me.
I'm sorry, but
I'm not mad, Randy. I'm just disappointed.
that hurts even more. Jeez.
That's what I do. I hurt people.
Walk in the room.
John, your friend Emily had to ask, who are your favorite characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender? So I'm gonna guess, since I'm the only one here that watched it, right?
That's a fact.
Okay. Mine. Ooh, these are tough. I could be. You know what? For funny, I'm gonna pick Sokka, and for overall really great character development, I'm gonna pick Zuko. But Iroh. It's really good. There's one episode in let's see, what they called books in that one? Yeah, book 2 that makes me cry every time. So
I have
Yep.
no idea who these people are.
and that's okay. I'm talking to Emily right now. Emily, those are my picks. So that's what I have to say, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to watch book 3 starting this Friday. But speaking of shows that I'm excited about. Last week I talked about Marble Hornets one time because I was like, hey, it might be done, right? We all remember this? Yeah, of course we do. So now it's officially over. There was the last episode that came out on Friday. That was actually to mark their 5th anniversary. So it's been confirmed that it's over. On their Kickstarter they said, yep, it's done. So now we're working on printing all the DVDs and all the other fun stuff. So yeah. 5 years. I mean, I wasn't around the whole time, but I was there for a few of them anyway.
At least it's not the 9-year commitment of How I Met Your Mother for that payoff.
That's true. Don't get me wrong. There are some people that are pretty outraged about how Marble Hornets ended because, it wasn't a very clear ending. But you know what? I watched it and the first time I'm like, oh wow, that's it. Huh.
So, just as a general question, because obviously I've never seen it, but
Yeah.
did Marble Hornets end in a young child getting stabbed in the name of Slender Man?
Yeah.
What?
So
Okay.
That's
Spoilers!
no,
no,
spoilers.
no.
Life doesn't have spoilers, John.
Yeah,
True fact.
it actually happened. Like, I apologize for the joke in poor taste, but that actually happened.
Yeah. Actually,
That
up here-
happened in life.
Yeah,
What?
in Wisconsin, a couple of 12-year-olds brought a friend of theirs into the woods and then stabbed her repeatedly to offer her as a sacrifice to Slender Man. She lived, so there's
It was
that.
17 times.
Jesus Christ on a cracker, this show got dark. What?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
The thing is, the thing in Marble Hornets isn't technically Slender Man. It's just inspired by it. So, but and there's other things that
Okey-dokey.
certainly use the mythos.
Artichoke.
But yeah, that was kind of like, oh man. But of course, they're like, we only have 2 episodes of the show. We're not going to cancel it or anything because we already have a thing that we were doing. People are, come on, people are dumb. She can't be, held against that. And people suck, and they try to ruin things for other people by stabbing other people.
What's wrong with that? I mean, that's what we used to do, like cavemen. But it's not okay now.
Moving on.
Over now.
Moving on from stabbing. So, Jared, I know that you're super busy with Summer Games Done Quick, but you should really watch Marble Hornets like you said you wanted to, because now it's all over. You could binge watch and be done with it in like...
I'm binge watching something right now. It's just not Marble Hornets.
Yeah, it's Lost.
Lost.
He's even talking to my girlfriend Holly about Lost.
Oh God.
We'll save the Lost talk for when we're talking about what we've been doing, but that's my news. So I think Chris has some stuff he wanted to talk about.
I do have some stuff. The first thing on the list, hilariously, the topic of female representation in video games kind of is a big topic right now, especially because Ubisoft was saying that they couldn't add female playable characters to Assassin's Creed, at least for the main storyline, because it would have taken too much work. And they got kind of, rightly so, slammed for that. So I guess in an additional pot shot, Insomniac Games revealed that in Sunset Overdrive, not only can you play as a female character, but you can play as a female assassin.
That's
in the white robe.
Yeah, that was cool. And they also added a little tidbit that said that all clothing is non-gendered. So even if you play as a guy character, you could wear a skirt if you wanted to. If you're a girl character, you can wear like a vest or I don't know, something.
Sunset Overdrive devs. God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a score for them, because I tell you what, they're mopping up all the good press coming off of Ubisoft's flub.
It seems like everyone is taking advantage of that, even Nintendo with this whole... She's not just Princess Zelda in Hyrule Warriors. She's Queen Zelda.
Queen Zelda. Yeah, way to go. She got officiated and everything. That's awesome.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to find the article. I linked to it, and unfortunately I can't find it right now. I couldn't just click the link. It doesn't work that way. Because he actually had a quote. He had a quote saying how it was important for players to feel like they were part of the world or something. I don't know. It was a nice quote. So if one of you guys can get that from me real quick, I'd be most appreciative.
Yeah, no problem. I'm trying my darndest because for some reason it's also not clickable. But
Google Drive has encountered a server error.
Oh, are you kidding me? All right, that's probably why I couldn't click.
Oh, I shouldn't have hit delete. Oops.
Oops.
Dang.
Did you say boobs or did you say oops?
Both.
I didn't realize anyone else was playing Senran Kagura besides me.
No, just you.
Oh, Christ.
All right, well, there's that, and we'll just go ahead and move on. There is another really interesting piece of news. I'm not sure if any of you guys out there play Magic the Gathering, the card game from Wizards of the Coast.
Nerd!
Put it down. Shut up, Brandy, in your Marble Hornets cave. You leave me my card games. Well, here's a reason why you guys might actually be a little bit enthusiastic, and maybe at least about picking up individual cards. The new core set, Magic 2015, actually has designer cards from people who are famous in the video game industry. Some more of the notable ones they have a card designed by Notch, Marcus Persson,
Ooh.
the guy who made Minecraft.
What's that?
Jared,
Jared,
let's not even pretend, man.
Jared, go play with your anime.
Don't even pretend. Everyone knows what Minecraft is. Everyone.
Really?
Yes.
No, seriously, Jared. Do you not know what Minecraft is?
Isn't that game coming to PS4? I'm just kidding. Yes, I know what Minecraft is.
Okay,
My little cousin. Actually, I think I played it before it was like released or whatever. Yeah. Of course, I know what Minecraft is.
Hey,
well, that's.
We don't know. I don't trust.
There's only so many things I don't know. When you're talking about like Ishu Kakara no 5, I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. But Minecraft, I think everyone knows what that is.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I thought too. But
import games.
I don't know. I don't know about you, Jared. Anyway, so Notch designed a card, and hilariously, his card is about mining. It's kind of funny.
Oh.
I don't know how to pronounce this dude's name. Mike Krohalik
I would go with
and
that.
Jerry Holkins. They're the Penny Arcade guys, the founders and the
Isn't it
Penny Arcade strip and site.
Mike and
They
Jerry
designed the
Krahulik?
card. Yeah,
Krahulik.
Krohalik.
Let's
Krohalik.
devote 10 minutes to figuring out this guy's name. Let's
That's what's
Okay.
really important right now, guys.
Everyone's gonna So they designed a card, and then Edward
Captivating radio.
McMillan. You'll like this. You'll like this, John. Edward McMillan, the guy who made Super Meat Boy, part of the one half of Team Meat, he designed the card also.
It's true. And you know what? I'll buy it when they have a Jonathan Higgins card.
Oh, well, it's funny that you should mention that, because they do have a 15th card to round out the 15 designs, guest design cards. It is designed by the Magic community. So if you join the community, you design the card.
See? Chris
Mhm.
Garcia,
Yeah.
the salesman.
I gotcha.
Well done, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
So-
is that all we got for news?
I do have a question about this new core set of yours,
Yes, sir.
Chris. Since there is that new the video game version of Magic 2015 coming out, or did it already come out? Because I think it's in June, right?
Not out yet, I don't believe.
Well, it's coming soon. Is it going to have those cards available, or do you know, or do we
Day
know?
one DLC.
On the disc?
It's a little tricky to say because Stainless Games, who are the guys who make that, they do work with Wizards of the Coast, but I'm not sure how early they get the concepts for their cards.
Hmm.
I know when Magic 2014 came out, it did not have all the cards from the Magic 2014 core set, but it did have some. I'm sure it will have some of the 2015 cards, but I don't know if it'll have the designer ones.
Maybe
Interesting.
if they don't, we can always count on DLC, maybe, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Downloadable content, society's new option to secrets and cheat codes.
So that is it we have on the outline for news stuff, unless Jared or John has anything before we move
Breaking
in.
news! Stop the presses! Shut the lights out! No, you guys know that already.
We definitely
Wait,
know
it
that,
is?
John.
That was coming out tomorrow.
It's out today, right now, as we
The
speak,
backers.
for backers.
Oh, so that's how my friend got it.
Yeah.
I had it too. We'll get into
Uh,
that a little later.
The only thing I could contribute to news is that there was this poll that happened recently where like some select group of people voted who they think would be the best anime dad. Number one was
Shinji Ikari!
number one was some dude from like Naruto. Number two was Goku. Number three was Kirito from Sword Art Online, and that's where I'm gonna
Let's-
stop.
Let's
really sad.
say
We
right
go
now.
Goku to
Goku would be a
Kirito.
horrible dad because of all the kids Goku had, all of them have fought in these battles to the death against frightening people
And
from other
they have to
planets.
watch their dad die over and over again.
There you go.
And-
That's horrible
Fucked
parenting.
up.
That's awful. Where is CPS?
And
Happy Father's Day, Dad! Let's push you back with the Dragon Balls!
completely absent from his second son's first 7 years of life. So there's
Yes.
that.
If anybody knows, Randy knows.
And after the whole world is at peace, what happens? Goku's like, you know what? Forget you guys. I'm gonna run off with this little brown boy that I was fighting at a tournament and leave my family behind for 10 years. Bye. And just-
Still, like, at least like your dad could like protect you, whereas it just frightens me that like it goes from Goku to Kirito from Sword Art Online. It's just like they only. I mean, he's only like a decent dad because like found some weird girl like in the forest who he took on with Asuna to be like, yo, you're my kid now. Like, okay, and like, okay, I guess that's it. I mean, he's what, like 15. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, not sure if that's so super great. Well, Jared, since you were talking about some news, you're also the first one on the outline for things that we've been doing. We're going to open it up from just playing and allow us to talk about anything and everything so that we can diversify.
Man,
Doing?
finally. What have we been doing?
What
Jared's
have you been
been
doing?
watching some speedrunners for real, so tell us all about it.
I actually really haven't been watching many speedruns this time, but I'm still in full support of it. So Summer Games Done Quick 2014 has been happening. Some people don't know what that is, so what that is if you go to awesomegamesdonequick.com, it's a Twitch video will load right away, and it will be half of the video will be like of a game that someone's speedrunning, and the other half would be of like these people who are speedrunning it and usually giving commentary on how like they're beating a game so fast. And so this huge community has come together. It's grown, at least in the charity sense of like people coming together to do charity events. It's grown a lot over the last couple of years. They do 2 events a year, one in the summer, one in usually January. So Summer Games Done Quick is for this charity called Doctors Without Borders. I don't really know much more for that, like beyond that, but everything you donate goes to that. There's a lot of like incentives, like prizes that you can donate towards, and a lot of it is like homemade stuff, like pearlers and like homemade stuff. Like some people donate rare merchandise and old merchandise and new stuff, and they have starting to get sponsorship, and so it's really cool. And they just do a lot of great things. Last year specifically, they raised just over $1 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation in January, and so that was really cool. My favorite memory about that was I woke up at like 5 in the morning, and they just crossed $1 million mark as they were landing basically the final blow in Chrono Trigger, and the whole room was screaming, and so that's what woke me up. At like 5:30 in the morning, I wake up and it's like everyone's just screaming because they hit 1 million like in the final boss battle, and that was really cool. So anyways, that's been going on. They stream for like I don't know, it's like 6 days or something straight. So it's really hard to keep up, and I have done it. Like I have kept up by watching tons of stuff before, but it's almost impossible, especially if you have to work. But it's totally worth having on in the background, and you learn a lot of cool stuff about games you probably never heard of. They have all kinds of different like segments or blocks for different games, like import games, Metroidvania, Tohovania games, as last night, to like all kinds of genres, like everything you can imagine. So it's really, really neat to see them break games, or sometimes they do 100% runs where they can't break them as much, but you still like get to see skill. I've never played Guacamelee, but they did that last night, and so I watched it for about 10 minutes. That was really neat. But yeah, that's what's been happening. That's all I've been really
La
doing.
Mulana.
Right. Let's see here. Right.
Well,
So what's up?
I was just gonna say, this only goes on for 6 days. It should go on at least long enough to make me completely forget about the stupid World Cup stuff going on.
I knew it. It was either going to be me or Chris, and I knew it was
Yeah.
going to be. Pardon me, guys.
I don't know how many times I have to. I don't know how many times I have to turn off a little widget on Twitter that's like, here's all the updates for the scores, before it realizes that I really just don't care.
Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you something. All right. I live in El Paso, Texas. There's brown people everywhere. We are literally brown. We're a sea of brown in the United States. Soccer is always big here, but good lord. Did you get a visual, Sea of Brown?
The opinions of Chris Garcia do not necessarily reflect those of the Backwards Compatible podcast or its co-hosts.
Nope,
I can
forget
say
it.
it. I can
Not
say
at
it.
all.
I'm brown. I can say it. You can't say it. Brandon can't say it. Jared can't. I can say it. Anyway.
Sir, yes, sir.
What?
So it's pretty bad. Soccer is a big sport here anyway, but man, when World Cup time comes around, it is literally in every street corner. There's a burrito place that I go to all the time, and they have it on Univision, on the television. You can watch. It's crazy.
Huh.
So Chris can't escape it.
No,
Yeah.
I can't
It's
escape
been
it.
quite easy for me to escape things this week. I've got to say, I haven't noticed much of this World Cup stuff.
Lucky you. So, Jared, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Please move on and take us away from talking about the World Cup. I beg you.
Oh, I mean, I just started watching speedruns because you guys went on and on. They are actually running the La Mulana remake right now.
As we speak.
As we speak.
Damn right.
I don't know, some guys jumping on stuff and like pushing blocks. So right now they've got almost 6,000 donors and a total of they're about to break $180,000.
Nice.
Which is great. So anyways, yeah, they're playing La Mulana right now, John. We could just like put this on pause and watch this for like another 2 hours. Anyways, they're aiming to beat that within 2 hours. So I'm closing that.
Good luck.
Damn.
The next thing I've been up
could do
to.
that.
There's a website called Rewatch Podcast, which just launched. Patrick Klepek from Giant Bomb and Max Temkin from Cards Against Humanity have come together to find an excuse to rewatch Lost. And so what they did is they made this podcast, and they have like video game guests and other people working at Cards Against Humanity, and like I don't know. I think eventually they're going to try to get people who were on the show Lost as guests. It's kind of aiming really high, but so what they're doing is they're watching, at least for the first season, one episode at a time, and they might change that. Who knows? Because it might take a while. But they're watching one episode at a time. They are talking about like developments of the series, and so it gave me an excuse to start rewatching Lost. Instead of doing one episode a week, though, I'm on episode like 18 now, and I forgot that. Well, I didn't forget. I just don't think about it very often. I watched Lost from broadcast, basically when it first started, when it premiered, all the way throughout. A lot of my friends didn't. They just kind of caught up on Netflix or whatever was going on back when it was premiering. So I don't remember much of this because this show started in 2003, and I watched all the way till the day it ended. So like it has like a really special place for me. Like it's like really cool, and I really love that show. I just don't know if you guys ever got into Lost yourselves.
I did not, but I'm interested. I just haven't gotten around to it.
I watched Lost vicariously, as you know.
Like you watch it with Holly?
Not alongside her, but more or less like me play video game, Holly watch Lost, me pick up some of what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I could
Actually, in that
possibly know
podcast they
things.
did, they brought up people who like only watched it that way. But the people who only watched it that way, when they actually like sat down and watched it, they got pulled right in. What did it say, Chris?
Maybe
Nope.
someday.
No.
Nope.
Basically, I think I'm just going to bring it up for just a moment that one of the things about Lost is like one of the reasons why it became a phenomenon was because they kind of like didn't expect it to do so hot, and because of like the characters, when a lot of them were like cast as unknowns, and some other stuff, and some like crazy weird writing, and it's not your typical crash on an island story. They kind of
Not
like
at
erased that
all.
pretty quick. Basically, it like kept people like watching more and more and more and more and more. So like, I've been rewatching it, having a lot of fun. Brings back a lot of good memories of watching it, sitting down with like friends in college each week. So like from high school into college, like this whole show just like you know, I devoted my life, and now it's fun to rewatch it finally. So that's what I've been doing with Lost. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, and it's like H-Dazzle. So there's that.
Dazzle.
H-Dizzle.
Because the only way to watch Lost is an H-Dazzle.
I can't recommend it any other way. A couple of days ago, so the only games I've been playing this week, beyond Shovel Knight, which apparently starts tomorrow, is my friend Evan and I, we got together, and he really just wanted to play N64 games to celebrate the 18th birthday of the console coming out in Japan.
Y'all were not the only ones.
And so what we did is we opened up like, I didn't know he had this many games, but he opened up this drawer that he has, and he's just like, look, I have like over 50 N64 games. Let's play every single one of them to like celebrate the birthday. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh god. It got really late, so we only got through like 10 But what it was is we played like a level or a challenge or who knows what, or like a race out of all these games, including so yeah, Super Mario 64, Pilot Wings 64, Star Fox 64. We played Cruisin' USA for a race or two, San Francisco Rush for 2 races, Diddy Kong Racing for 2 races. We skipped over 1 or 2 games because all I wanted to really play was Bomberman Hero, which he just recently acquired. And I love Bomberman Hero.
We're gonna talk before this show's over about the real Bomberman on the N64, and it's not Bomberman Hero.
Bomberman
You
Hero
mean-
is the platformer, right?
You
Yes.
mean the real?
So here's the deal.
real Bomberman Act Zero on Xbox 360, right, guys?
I'm
Right?
going to tell you a fun story, and you're going to be really ashamed of me, but I like to be honest and truthful to the audience. Ready?
Mhm.
I didn't know what the heck Bomberman really was until I got to college, because the only Bomberman experience I'd ever had in my life was this fantastic experience when I was like, I don't know, teenager, younger, I don't know, whenever I had an N64, so maybe even younger than that. Bomberman Hero, I don't even know how I got that game, but I played it. I was throwing bombs, I was platforming, I was like jamming out to awesome music. I remember it being really challenging me to beat the game, and then finally I won and was like, yes. And then didn't have that game for like 10 years at least of my life. And then recently, by playing it for the first time since
You
then,
make me so happy, Jared.
guess what? Like, that was awesome. Like, I had this weird nostalgia moment. Like, it was like putting that like controller in my hand, playing Bomberman Hero. Like, I didn't even want to stop playing if I had to go home. So like, oh my god. And then I get to college, right? Now this is like 5 years ago now. I get into college and these people are like, let's play Bomberman on like Xbox. Let's play Bomberman on this. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be awesome. Guess what? No, it's like this grid game. What is that? Sorry, Bomberman fans, but I like my weird
This
platforming thing.
this is so reminiscent of when Jared put up that picture of Sonic 3D Blast on his Facebook page. Like, this is the best Sonic ever!
Bomberman. Oh, here's the deal, though. I mean, at least I legitimately do enjoy Bomberman Hero.
Yeah,
Whereas Sonic 3D Blast was just hilariously awesome.
I'm just making fun of you. It's
I
all
know.
right.
But man, you can't like deny that. They even did speedruns of it during this charity marathon. It was a race.
I
All
don't
right.
think that Bomberman Hero is as widely disliked as something like Sonic 3D Blast, but in general, the Bomberman elitists are like, oh my god, it's Bomberman Hero. But, I mean, I don't see anything fundamentally wrong with that game. I do quite enjoy it, and I do have it on the Wii Virtual Console, and I did play it for a little bit.
It's on
in
Wii
your
Virtual
honor.
Console.
Yes!
Well, guess we know
Well,
what Jared's going to be downloading.
No, I'll just.
You and I will have a conversation later in this show when you get to me.
Nice. Bella says hi, by the way.
Hi, Sailor Baylor.
It's
Sailor Baylor.
It's Bella Sailor Baylor, the official podcast dog, over there on
Um,
their screen.
Last thing I'm gonna bring up for what I've been doing, I did a little bit of research lately by reading some really good summer anime season preview guides, and
Yeah.
I made a list. There are 10 potential series I will look into. Narrowing it down, probably will end up watching 6 or 7. So I'm gonna not go through this list extensively. So I'm just gonna kind of do this quick. Free Eternal Summer, right?
Yeah.
Glass Lip, which is I'm really looking forward to slice of life romance thing, but it's like high quality. Tokyo Ghoul, which I don't know.
Scary.
Yeah, Maximum of Zankyo no Terror, which is the Terror in Tokyo show that we've been talking about for like a couple months. They're both kind of like thrillers / mystery / who knows. I wrote down Sailor Moon Crystal. So I'm gonna probably try that out. Sword Art Online 2 is starting. Here's where it gets into a few other things. There's an interesting show, Randy. This one might be up your alley. It's called Aldnoah.0 or Aldnoah.0. This is the concept was born by some guy's first name is Gen or something like that. He's known as the Butcher. He was the guy who wrote oh boy, what's that sci-fi show we watched? It had the talking robot, and it had that guy with the silver hair.
Gargantua.
So
or
Gargantia.
Gargantua, that's what it was.
So he's the guy who did Gargantia on the Verder's Planet. He, although he didn't really like kill everyone in that show because he's known for doing that, but he's doing a new mecha show. All right. Well, he did the concept, and then someone else was directing it. But anyways, I'll know it. Zero. There's another show called Barakamon, which has something to do with some dude going to an island for some reason, and it's slice of life. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that. Space Dandy season 2.
Yeah.
There's another.
I haven't even started on Space Dandy season 1 yet. Crucify me.
Working on it.
No.
It's not like one episode, and it was the weirdest episode.
Which one did you happen to see?
Hopefully
it was
there's
the one where Dandy was racing against that
The
blonde
space
guy,
race?
and one dude rams the other dude, and they wind up in another dimension or something.
Yeah, well, what it did is it like threw him into the future where he was a Buddha or almost something. We talked about this once before, but that episode was written or directed or something by the guy who did Outlaw Star.
Ooh.
So that's why the space races were so like.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so each episode of Space Dandy is usually standalone, so that's why everything's like different from weird plant episode to I don't know, like saving that little girl and becoming like an animal flying thing. Like there's some weird stuff that goes on, and so that's why it's like kind of up and down for Space Dandy. Really well received like over here for Adult Swim, or Toonami, I mean, but not really as well received in Japan. But that's okay. One other series is called Aoharu Ride, which has something to do with like slice of life romance. And I wrote this down. I'm not gonna watch it, but it's called Rail Wars, and it has something to do with like an alternate telling of history where like I don't know, someone tried to like privatize the Japan railway industry. So like if you're into trains, like apparently this is the show to watch. I'm like, oh, what the heck is that?
There is an obscure
like-
Aerosmith joke
like-
I could make.
Train otaku who live in Japan and probably the rest of the world. Anyways, if I were to narrow it down, I'd say Free, Glass Slip, Sailor Moon, Sword Art Online, Aldnoah Zero, Space Dandy. So
There's Jared's hit list.
yeah, the new Ghibli film comes out in Japan this summer, I believe, when Marnie was there. But I just don't think we're getting that for a while. I did learn though recently that, oh God, what is it? The English dub for Princess Kaguya is almost finished, or it's getting completed soon. So that might be out here by holiday. I don't know.
That's happy.
That's what I've been up to. Lots of Lost. Also writing and stuff.
Okey-dokey.
Fun.
You're not the only one, Jared. Hey, Randy, I think you're next.
I am. So, I've been a very good person. At least I think I've been a responsible adult. Steam Summer Sale is going on, but I've only spent a little over $6 so far. Only $6.
Randy didn't buy Gone Home when it was $3 on a flash sale. You may all shame him publicly now.
That would have put me close to $10, John. And I just like.
You can't do it. $3 is too damn much for
Let me
Randy.
tell you guys a secret. I have never bought anything from a Steam Summer Sale.
Ooh.
That doesn't surprise me.
Get at me.
Get at you. I've actually gotten at you before, sir. We stayed in hotel rooms.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Wink.
But I've only been good. I've only spent $6 and I got 2 games. Basically, how my thing has been is unless it's a game that it's been on my wish list and I really, really want, I'll go up to like $10. But so far, I've only spent $6. And one of them was, well, duh, I got Slender the Arrival, which is a Slenderman game written by the guys who did Marble Hornets. So I've got it. I have not had a day where it's been light outside long enough for me to play it, because I will be I will be very scared. And for days, I will just be like constantly look around like, am I being watched by a really tall guy with no face wearing a business suit? Okay, I'm not.
Don't worry,
so-
Randy will protect you. Look behind you!
Jeez! That's kind of what I want to do. I want to like put a like puppet back there and be like, uh-oh. And the other game that I got was one that I never really felt like I like could purchase at a high amount of money, even though I've heard really good things. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be for me. But I got Sleeping Dogs, which will be cool. I'll be giving that a try. They're not Watch Dogs.
Star Sailor Baylor.
Starring Sailor Baylor. Is she sleeping right now?
She is right behind me. Where is she?
Oh.
Because Nintendo is still not good enough to bring Nintendogs plus cats to the eShop. This is my public middle finger to Nintendo of America.
Ooh.
Hey.
The views of
Just burned
Jonathan
your
Higgins
bridges.
do not reflect backwards compatibility or the other dudes that are here. So,
Yes, no, I don't know him. I don't know him.
some guy. You made a mistake by having him here.
They're gonna poison you again,
Everyone
man.
made a mistake.
But I'm also trying to be
Wow.
chill on the summer sale because like I've got a whole bunch of other things that I need to play. Like I started Mass Effect like a month ago, and I haven't gotten back to that in like weeks. But that's because I started Xenogears because I
You
got
are being
excited.
responsible. You're doing a good job, Randy. Like,
Thank you,
why
Jared.
keep buying games? Keep
When
buying
you
games.
have a backlog that's bigger than your
Yeah.
entire lifespan, like Jared Zajowski.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, yes, Xenogears. We talked about it at the beginning before we actually started the show, but I've spent 8.5 hours onto it. I've actually gotten to the point where I can like modify my mech and things. So it's good. Having a lot of fun. I've been talking with our good friend of the show, Charlotte. She's been telling me some tips and tricks for learning all the best combos and things. So I'm making my way there. I don't really have a lot to say about it at this time because it's mostly just been more of the standard RPG thing, but it's good. It keeps me interested, other than I feel like I'm over-leveled, but then I'm not because I get a lot of experience and I level like every 2 fights, even though I clean the floor with those bad guys.
Gotta love it.
Before I move on to the thing that Chris is really excited for me to talk about, I'm going to make him sit and wait. Because we had a couple of good things
Oh
posted.
my god, look at him!
Jeez. I had a couple of things posted. Pat wants to say that, woo, he just beat Bastion, so... it's not a good
Congratulations, Pat. Did you restore or did you run?
Ooh, we'll have to find out what he says later. But we also
Spoilers.
had Raymond say, had a question, since we were talking about the World Cup before. Was the Uruguay soccer player who bit the Italian soccer player on Tuesday playing fair? And is it ethical to do the same thing while playing video games competitively? Is
I
it
can
ethical
answer
to
this
bite
question.
other people?
I am
I can
not a
answer this
fighter,
question.
ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen.
Chris, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Because soccer is a sport that takes so long to see any
Football.
sort of real action, I think players should be encouraged to bite other players regularly throughout the show. This will ensure that viewers like myself have something to keep them interested while a ball
Of
moves
course
between
say
people's legs for approximately 3 hours.
So what you're saying is it's the equivalent of punching in hockey.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
How
I
far
was
away are
watching-
you from a live
there's
action
that joke. There's that joke that goes, I was watching a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Jared, has there been any biting during Awesome Games Done Quick?
Not on the camera. Not that I know of.
Answer. Best answer possible.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Pat says that he saved Zolf and evacuated, whatever that means.
Gosh darn it. Freaking spoilers.
I don't know who these people are,
No,
so
and you won't have any idea until you actually get to that point in the game. Pat has been very good about not spoiling our beloved audience with this 7-year-old game, like I did with Randy with Chrono Trigger so long ago.
you jerk face. So anyway, Chris, the time is now at hand. I can reveal that yes, I have finished watching Arrow Season 1. It's under my belt.
Huzzah!
I'm 2 episodes into Season 2. So you've been wanting me to watch this forever, and then when you finally started watching Doctor Who, you kind of was like, come on, man up. You got to do your side of the bargain and watch Arrow. So I was like, fine. And then I was in love, and I couldn't stop. And now I've watched much more of it than you have watched of Doctor Who, mister.
Hey. I have commitments, okay? I have commitments.
Look,
that
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear this. Oh, I have a child and family. Okay, TV man, priorities.
Why do you think Holly and I haven't gotten married yet? Hashtag
Watch
commitment.
Doctor Who.
It's not the marriage that kills it, my friend. It's the kid. So
Hey, Doctor Who is family friendly. Have him watch it. He'll love it. Bright colors.
you know, I thought so too. And then I had one of the episodes on with the Slithines.
Oh
and
yeah,
he started crying. He was not pleased.
I can imagine. Those things are pretty gross looking.
They're gross looking. They're like fat, angry ETs.
And very baby looking faces. Anyway,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not here to talk about Doctor Who. We're talking about Arrow.
He's describing my appearance.
So,
Sexiest man in the
Arrow.
world, Jonathan Higgins, right here.
so you wanted to know what I thought about it, right?
Yes.
So I have a tagline kind of thing that I thought of after watching Arrow, and I was like, Arrow, DC can actually do something right. You know, at least since the Tim Burton Batman movies.
Here.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'd watched like the two most recent Superman movies, and and of course like Dark Knight and stuff like that. I still don't watch Dark Knight Rises because I'm the worst
Dark Knight.
person.
The Dark Knight is good. I think that's definitely the best one of the trilogy.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight is super great. Whoa,
Guys.
What?
Randy, I have that trilogy on Blu-ray.
Whoa.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Watch it together. You want to come over to my house, Jared?
I already drew
No,
you a
what?
map once of the United States. You're over here. Everyone else is over here on the East Coast. I don't even know where Chris lives. He lives over there. So you know what? It's like the four corners. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Find
Let's
the
all
meet up
part
in the
of the United States. That's where I live.
But,
Let's go to
We'll
Chicago.
meet up in the middle. Where are we
Anyway.
gonna meet up?
So, yeah, I finished season 1, and it's a super great show. I was hooked, from the first episode. There was literally no time where I'm like, man, this show is really dragging. I've got 10 episodes, and I'm like, man, this is really good, but it's got to be ending soon, right? And then I looked, and I was like, I'm not even halfway through. And, yeah, it didn't let up. It's good, and then it's on, the CW? It's not on, any normal major network?
Yeah, it's on CW.
Huh.
I
You can
do
say
wanna
the
ask
same
you-
thing about Supernatural, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
That is a show that I won't be talking a lot about, but if my girlfriend were here in my stead, that is her show right there.
Without spoilers, Randy,
Yeah.
tell me, what did you think of the end?
There were tears. I wasn't crying hard, but it was like, man, this is emotional. And even after it was the whole we showed the bad guy who's boss, it was still like, oh, gonna punch me right in the stomach with feels. Thanks, guys.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm really impressed with the acting. John Barrowman, of course, continues to be amazing.
See why Holly ever watched that show at all.
Yeah. Well, it's got a ton of Doctor Who actors in there because Chris, what was the reason why?
What was the reason why? Because of the shirtless guys, or what?
No, because of all the. That's something I enjoy, but I was talking about the large amount of Doctor Who actors that are in Arrow.
Oh yeah. John Barrowman, and then you said Walter Steele is also a character in Doctor Who.
Yep, the actor who plays him is and then
Thea Queen.
what? No.
Thea Queen. Well, she's not from Doctor Who, but you know where she's from.
Yeah, Thea Queen is played by the same chick who plays Aqua in Kingdom Hearts, and I could not stop hearing her voice. I'm just like, I love you so much. Willa Holland. So, yeah, John, if anything is worth it, it's Aqua. You need to be watching that show for her.
And she is a stone cold fox in that show, too, if I don't know.
Oh, and then Alex Kingston from Doctor Who is in there for a couple episodes. She played Laurel's mom.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't answer the question why all of these people from Doctor
Yeah.
Who were there.
Chris, I'll let you explain because you know more about Arrow than I do.
What?
I thought
I
you
know a
told.
lot about Arrow, but
Dude, don't worry about it.
Well,
Let's move on if
from-
you're ready.
I was just going to pass it to him. From what Chris told me, he said like the producer, the director was just a super nerd for Doctor Who, so he wanted to include as many actors as he could to basically be like, I love these guys and I can work with them, sort of thing. But if you don't
didn't know
remember,
that.
then you're feeding me bad info. So.
I didn't say it. You're the one
You're
who
the
said it to
only
me.
person I talk to about this show.
Let's
That's not
not
true. You talked to
argue,
your friend.
children. Let's not argue. Let's reel it in. Let's reel
But
it in.
anyway,
Okay.
Arrow
Anyway.
is amazing. Everyone needs to watch Arrow. It's on, Netflix, I think? It's on...
They have the first season on Netflix. Yep.
Good. Watch it. Everyone.
Yeah. Seriously, I
What?
would highly recommend it. Jared,
Why?
watch Arrow
Why?
because the action is
All I
amazing.
got out of that was like actors from a show I've never seen and shirtless men. So
Well, what else do you need? Okay, so the action is really great.
wait,
There's tons of fights. It's well written with great characters, and there's a bunch of like really punchy humor and things in there.
Alright.
And
if you start watching Lost, I might give Arrow a shot.
it's these constant
Well, here, I'll
exchanges.
tell you what.
He's
They
been-
both have scenes on an island.
That's true. Half of the time,
So, hey.
half the show is about him stuck on the island for those 5 years before the show started. So lots of island stuff. Anyway, but yes, on to Arrow season 2. So I'm 2 episodes in, and then I will catch up soon, and we can talk about it then.
But you are in for a treat because so many of the best cameos happen in season 2. It's like amazing.
Oh, I remember seeing Twitter like every week, and people be like, "Oh my God, this episode was so amazing!" Like
I
from
will
everybody.
Put it this way. I will put it this way: if you've played Batman: Arkham Origins, or if you played any of the Arkham games, if you're familiar with the character Harley Quinn, she makes a stealth appearance.
No way.
Yes, in episodes of Arrow season 2.
Okay, I'm on board.
Randy types. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Yeah. Woo. The other stuff that I've been doing, because I felt like it when I had some free time, I'm like, I'm going to start getting into watching Game Grumps' playthrough of Wind Waker HD. I just watched entry number 28 today, so out of 73 videos talking about the whole thing. Well, they're playing through it. So right now they're in the middle of the Tower of the Gods to get the bow and arrow and the Master Sword. So it's been a fun journey. Have you guys ever watched Game Grumps at all?
I watched Game Grumps when they played Sonic the Hedgehog 06 like eons ago.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jared, as someone who watches people play through games really well, have you ever watched Game Grumps where usually they take forever to get through anything?
I watched part of some like the Goof Troop episode. I watched like that with because a friend was watching it, so I've never actually actively watched it on my own.
Interesting games that we all picked from the Game Grumps.
It's true.
Sonic 06, Goof Troop, and Wind Waker HD. Which
Chris?
one would you play?
Chris, have you ever watched Game Grumps before?
I've never watched Game Grumps, but I am familiar with Egoraptor because I've watched a lot of his videos before.
Good deal. It's good. It's fun. It's a nice way to pass the time, and they're genuinely hilarious. I've watched through Super Mario Sunshine, Shadow of the Colossus, which is a game that I've never actually played, but granted, I had everything spoiled for me. I now want to play that game more than ever.
That
So,
game brings... There are 2 games in this world that bring me to tears. To the Moon brings me to tears, and fucking that one.
Whoa, are we talking about Shadow of the Colossus?
we are
Yeah.
talking about Shadow of the Colossus.
Aggro.
Jared, you
Aggro.
love that game?
I freaking love that.
Well, if there's anything, then you should watch that Game Grumps.
Singing
playthrough.
music is like my mind right now. I bought artwork from that game.
Ladies
from
and
Artist
gentlemen, The
Alley.
Last Guardian is never coming.
We'll get it eventually. Well, since
Oh.
not everybody else has really watched a lot of Game Grumps, I want to talk to Jared, because I know Jared is a Hosoda fan, I actually finally watched The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did. It was
Cool.
a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to mention it, but yeah, I finally sat down and I watched that movie. Actually, it took 2 sittings because I got sleepy and I fell asleep, and then I went to go play something to wake myself up.
Way
But,
to go, Randy.
thank you.
Great stuff.
It was a good movie. It wasn't. I'd seen Summer Wars before it, but I liked Summer Wars a lot, and I felt like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time wasn't as didn't have me as much, but it's a really good movie. Now that I sit down and I think about it, just the really great the whole story of it and the characters and the plot sort of twist thing at the end of people. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a really great movie. It's about a girl who gets the ability to literally leap through time, and she actually has to jump to do it, and she does some ridiculous, stupid jumps, like she runs down a hill to jump into a lake, and of course instead lands in her bedroom or whatever the hell the day before, usually causing herself injury, which is always hilarious. And unfortunately,
until it gets serious.
Yeah, until it gets serious, because she only has a certain amount of times that she can do it. So of course then they start being more important each time. But it's a good movie. Unfortunately, I think it's pretty hard to get because it was a Bandai release and now it's out of print. So
Woo!
It was re-released on Blu-ray and stuff. I'm not sure
really
how hard it is to get. I don't know if anyone picked it up, but it might be harder to find now.
Doing a quick check here. There was a Blu-ray release somewhere else. The United Kingdom. You can buy the UK Blu-ray release for about $25.
Weird, because I've seen it in US
are
stores.
Blu-ray players region locked and shit?
Well, there's different regions, but you can always get region free. Yeah. So I don't know, Jared. You might just be insane, because all I'm seeing.
So it goes.
Oh, here we go. I did find it. Yes, you could buy the Blu-ray for. That was really expensive. The 2-disc Blu-ray is new for $153.
Oh God.
Or used for $150.
I wish I had the Blu-ray. I only have the DVD.
Yeah. Looks like the DVD you can get pretty cheap. Oh no, wait, that is the UK release too. So yeah, it's
strange. You're right. It is out of print then. I just didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So what I was going to really say was
How does it feel to be insane, Jared? How does it feel?
It's not like it's insane. It's just weird when I was actually writing an article earlier today for Gobayano, and I was I had to think about which release I had of 5 centimeters per second, because I have the original print on DVD with the ADV dub, which is different from the whatever it got licensed rescued by Crunchyroll and whoever teamed up. So it's always interesting when you think about releases like that. What I was going to say though to Randy about Mamoru Hosoda is I feel like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time was not his first project, right? But it was there's that movie, and then there's Summer Wars, which is number 2, and then there's Wolf Children, which I see as another film, right? Basically, when I look at it, what I see is a lot of development from one film to another. And so when I look at Wolf Children, I see something that's a culmination of improving each time in certain ways. So I feel like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is, I believe, that is an adaptation, I think. And so Summer Wars may or may not be, and then Wolf Children was original. At least I'm 99% sure. So I feel like that's maybe one reason why it's good, but it's not outstanding. But it depends who you ask. I know some people really, really Girl Who Leapt Through Time. But yeah, that happened. And then there's Wolf Children, where I feel have you seen Wolf Children?
I have not, and I was going to watch it this weekend because my sister was going to come visit, but she's canceled on me. So.
And then, John, did you see it?
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
Talked about this. I thought you did. Hey, Chris, I don't know. Does you watch anime?
Does you watch anime?
Does you watch anime? Basically, Chris, do you watch anime?
Oh, sorry. You guys kind of stopped moving and stopped talking for a little bit. It was weird. I do.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, that's why I was like, I looked up because I'm like, well, why did everything stop? I guess it's just my connection. But anyways, answer your question. Sometimes, yes.
There you go.
Anime
Have you
is
seen-
sometimes food.
Did you ever watch like the Girl Who Left Through Time or Summer Wars?
No,
No.
nothing that like hardcore. No.
I think Summer Wars made it on Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, I
Right?
think it did.
So yeah, it's like, basically I just think that like it's a developmental process. So I'm really interested to see what he does next. Anyways, if you do another Digimon thing.
Yeah, that's right. And then the last thing that I've been doing, there's this anime that came out last fall that I started and then I quit, called Log Horizon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's about an MMO, and I left off last time when these people that are trapped in an MMO learned how to cook food that actually has flavor. And I was like, that's really interesting, but I don't think it can hold my attention for the rest of the show. Listener, watcher of this show, and all that other fun stuff, Andrew Rudder and I were talking. He fell in love with it, explained to me what kind of like happens and things without being too spoilerish. Basically reignited my desire to actually watch it. So I've sat down and I watched a few more episodes. It does get good. I mean, it's not your typical like Sword Art Online sort of thing where it's like, oh, we're trapped in the game and it's so somber and man, we have to fight to survive. I mean, they're trapped in the game, but when they get killed in the game, they just respawn. They're totally fine. It's just kind of like, oh, well, that sucked. But it's interesting because they like have to build their own society and like laws and all these different sorts of things. So it's interesting to see that how it all kind of unfolds and things and how they interact with NPCs and stuff because a lot of things have changed. Go ahead.
Are you telling me that if I start talking to you again about Shin Sakayori that you'll like finally
I watched
evaluate?
it all.
You did?
Yeah, I just never wrote that one piece that that concluded it all. So I've seen it.
Still need to hear-
But you'll need to talk me into watching.
Christ.
Flowers of Evil. I think that's what it is.
I have one thing to say about Flowers of Evil since you just brought that up. That collection comes out on like July 2nd. Guess what? Right Stuff shipped it like 2 days ago, so I think I'm gonna get it early.
Yay!
I'm so excited. It's ridiculous. All right.
Wait till
Convince
you
you to
see
watch
me.
that. I don't know if I could. Every time I bring that show up, I never know what to say, and then people think I'm really weird. So let's just move on.
I feel you. Well, that kind of brings me to a close.
All right, then I
Jonathan,
guess. All
your
right,
giant ass list.
my giant ass list. When
Yes.
is my list not gigantic? When do I not put all y'all motherfuckers to shame?
He's compensating for something.
It,
I would know.
They shared a bedroom.
When we
We
say
did.
we shared a bed for like 3 or 4 nights in a row.
Jared is an expert cuddler, ladies and gentlemen. I know he's single. Like ladies listening to this, Jared's single. Like he has fantastic bedside manner. He's the reason I showed my skin on the last episode of Backwards
Like-
Compatible.
My back massages, I've
Never
heard,
forget.
are something else.
Christ on a Krispy
I can
Kreme
cuddle.
donut.
I can also
Moving
like.
on.
Okay.
We're
Now.
gonna put that picture in the show notes.
Go for it. Show the whole world my back. Dudes, I don't know if y'all know. Shovel Knight's out.
For
Oh, really?
Woo!
That's news. Oh my goodness. Has anyone ever heard this before?
Shovel Knight is a game that I've been anticipating more than any AAA releases this year. I think I would put Shovel Knight above everything except Smash Brothers. Because, like, Shovel Knight, when I played it at PAX East, I knew it was everything I wanted it to be, and I was just waiting for the full game, just waiting patiently. I didn't pester anybody. I was just waiting for them to say it's ready, and by God, it's ready. The backers got it a night early.
So, what some
So
people
I'm-
may not know is I shot a video of Jonathan playing Shovel Knight, and he died so many times that Nick Wozniak, or Woz, from the development team, started giving commentary on his deaths, and I have that on video. that does exist on the interwebs. It's good stuff.
It really is. And you know what? I haven't died a single time now that I have this damn game in my hand where nobody's watching me. Of course. Jonathan gets pea-shy at conventions. God, you should have seen me play the Wind Waker HD in front of the Nintendo rep. Friggin', I'm fighting the giant bird thing going up the tower.
Oh, yeah.
The Nintendo rep's like, "Are you a big Zelda fan?" And I'm like, "I've been to the concerts, I own all the games, there's only one person in this world who can out-Zelda me, and I'm a damn fool." I don't play games well in front of others. It's just something that happens. But
All
speaking of games I've been playing in my solitude, Shovel Knight. Do you guys have any questions about Shovel Knight?
Is it good?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it worth the wait?
Yes.
and not only like I'm high off of indie platformers in general. Like it's hard for me to meet one that doesn't meet my expectations. Shovel Knight has all the makings to be something that replaces Mega Man. It's that good.
That's quite a statement to say to Randy.
It is, and that's why I'm saying it. I know my audience. Randy, if you buy one game on a Nintendo platform for the rest of the year, make it Shovel Knight. Because
Okay.
it will tickle your old school Mega Man funny bone there, sir. It will. It will.
That's what they call it nowadays.
I love bone ticklings. Anyway.
You would, sir. Any other questions about Shovel Knight? Because I can't really offer much genuine impressions on the game because I'm less than an hour in. I've beaten the first level and explored the village a little bit. There seem to be plenty of things to find and plenty of replay value going on there, so like, give me that and I'm good. But I will offer much more in-depth impressions when I play it during a road trip and probably complete a vast majority of the game before you hear from me next. But if no one else has any other questions about Shovel Knight, I will move on.
Move on. I don't have any questions.
Huzzah! So we've already covered that I have a desk and that I'm living in the present and you can see me in my entirety and I don't have to lean forward and show the whole world my forehead anymore. Like, we're good.
Wait, what did you have before?
I had, like, a dresser contraption. I can't really describe the damn thing. It's more like a table. There was no place to put my legs. There was, like, with a desk,
Wow.
you put your legs underneath it and you can slide forward. There was no place to put my legs in what I had before. So I was just over here. And,
Nice.
like, that was the thing. But
Welcome to Backwards Compatible, those of you tuning in. We're just going to talk about how desks work versus tables and dressers.
it's true.
I like this.
Oh, Lord. I have shameless plugs to make.
Do it.
My Tumblr page, I think it's radicaldefect.tumblr.com. It
Nice.
does not have any content on it right now. But I have spent the vast majority of this week preparing content so that I can begin queuing things for people who will follow me starting next Monday and going non-stop because I have a lot of old content to get through and a lot of new content to get through. And speaking of new content, I'm going to prepare an independent review for Tomodachi Life because I have now put over 25 to 30 hours into that game, and it's just too much for me not to give my thoughts on it because there have been some cray-cray things going on. Cray-cray things indeed. Like, Jared hooked up with one of my friends and wanted her to be his sweetheart, and that was what? Today is Wednesday. That was on Monday where he hooked up with one of my friends and got her to be his sweetheart. Yesterday, Tuesday, Jared's like, "We're getting married. Can you help me propose?" I'm like, holy crap, shotgun wedding up in here. And of course, other people like me and Holly, we're getting ready to have a kid. As Holly walks out of the bedroom.
Nightmares ensue for everyone on the human race.
It's true.
The look on her face right now
It's-
is awesome. Can you bring her over here? I want to hear her opinions on that.
I don't think she wants that.
So, here's the deal, though. If I'm hooking up with your friend and that, they're like my friend Evan's playing that game, and I'm like, I have a girlfriend in that game. Like,
Whoa.
I'm like,
You're scoring. It's
I'm like gaming it up in every game.
Yeah.
That's the thing
Insane.
about Tomodachi Life. You can post your me on Twitter, and you will appear in people's games that you had no idea liked you that much. Because they're like, I have 300 something followers on Twitter, and I tweeted out my me, and I'm like, here, if you want me on in your Tomodachi Life apartment, by all means, have fun. I'm popping up in pictures with people I didn't even know liked me that much. Like, more power to it. John exists.
Can
Let
you give
John
your
exist.
opinions now, for the love of God? Nope.
What?
Done.
What fun is she making? she appeared behind me and stuck her tongue out, didn't she? Because I have no idea what's going on in my
That
personal
may have
relationship.
happened. You're gonna have to just rewatch this entire episode to
Mhm.
find out.
I know. I really do. That's my girlfriend, by the way. We've been dating for 9 years this September. Cray cray
Ring on
stuff.
it. Put a ring on it, John.
I will one day if I only had the bank account that I have in Tomodachi Life.
I feel like then you should put a ring on it.
Speaking of things I've been playing a lot, Pokemon Y, Adventure Island 2, La Mulana, games people who have listened to me a whole lot have already heard a whole lot about. So
Really?
I'm gonna leave those alone and talk about two last things.
1001
note-
spikes.
No. We all
I
know
might
I've
buy
been
it.
playing 1001 Spikes. We all know how much that game is going to put hair on your chest. Is that the expression? Like, seriously, that game will make you into a man and get that testosterone pumping.
I have a question for you.
Go for it.
I know you said this before, but I probably wasn't listening to you. Where can I get that game? Can I get that on Wii U or 3DS?
1001 Spikes is out on PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, 3DS, and PC.
How much is it on 3DS?
It used to be 1001, so $10.01. It may have gone up to $14.99 since, but it is $14.99 across all platforms, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Now, on to another game that's $14.99. Valiant Hearts. I don't know if you guys saw this during E3 and fell in love with the trailer. Did you guys? Do you guys know what Valiant Hearts is? Valiant Hearts: The
so.
Great War from Ubisoft.
I was gonna
No.
say that was. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay.
It takes place during World War One, right?
Yes, this is by the same team who made Rayman Legends and Child of Light. They put a whole lot of art and a whole lot of charm into their game, but unlike Rayman Legends and Child of Light, Valiant Hearts seems very simple in its gameplay style at core, so it can focus 100% on the story. From the very get-go, within the first 5 minutes, it's already kind of just tugging at your heartstrings. And there's this dog that accompanies all 4 soldiers throughout the trailer. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know for sure because I'm not hitting the end of the game, but that damn dog is doomed, and I'm not ready for it.
It's okay. You have Sailor Baylor to make everything better.
There you
You
go.
can bring down the world around me, writers and creators. You can kill people. You can level entire cities. Don't fucking kill the dog, damn it.
Call of Dog.
Anyway, that about covers me on Valiant Hearts. I just want to say real quick, the gameplay is very simple and intuitive. You're doing things like pushing gruel and preparing it for chefs, and activating switches and throwing dynamite to a far-off place to get a bridge to knock down and an enemy soldier to lower its guard. This gameplay is extremely simple in nature. It's all focused on problem solving. You see what's in front of you, and you solve it, and you continue on to the nitty-gritty story, which, my God, it's going to get bad. I can already tell it's going to get bad. And these characters aren't even speaking to each other. There's a narrator that gets to you in between scenes to say what's going on and who is where. But as far as the character interactions, they don't speak to each other because they're all different languages, if I'm not mistaken. So it's all done through these, it's good use of like speech balloons to indicate emotions, and it's all emotionally driven, and it's going to break me. It's going to break me. In order to celebrate 18 years of the Nintendo 64, I played some games as well. I was not like Jared, where I decided to go through an entire library of 50 games, but I did play Bomberman Hero for a little bit, and it just made me want to play the real Bomberman game on the Nintendo 64, and that is Bomberman 64.
Whoa, such a
Never heard of
amazing-
it. Must not have done well. Keep going.
It did do well. It did well enough for a sequel, neither of which
Was that
would be
Bomberman
Nintendo.
65?
It's Bomberman
Oh.
64 2, The Second Attack.
It just sounds terrible.
It's not terrible. It's one of the best Bomberman games I've played, right next to Mega Bomberman / Bomberman 94 for the Sega Genesis / TurboGrafx 16, respectively. I
So does
am.
94 come before 64, or is it afterwards?
What do you think, Randy? What do you think?
I'm just here to be an asshole. That's all.
That's what Randy does best. So,
Did you know that in San Francisco Rush you can change the song where the guy goes, "Ah." Okay, keep going. Trivia 64.
oh Christ.
Anyway,
Bomberman 64 and its sequel never came to the goddamn North American Virtual Console, but Bomberman Hero did. So, Jared, I'm kind of bitter because I want my real Bomberman game.
You could like create a campaign.
In there.
You're like a child.
I love it, Jared.
You could. I mean, you could make like a video, post it on your Tumblr, and like hashtag Iwata.
Of course. I wanted
Get it rolling.
to discuss with you gentlemen, after I talk briefly about Star Fox 64, one of the greatest games I have ever played. I've also bought and played Star Fox 64 3D. What a waste of money that was. It was literally just a graphical upgrade, and I sold it back relatively quick because it's the same thing as owning the N64 version. I want it to go down to $10, and I'll buy it for that price, but ain't worth full retail. Sorry, Star Fox fans. But I love Star Fox 64. I do. And I just wanted to discuss with all four of you as a way to round out my little section. What are your favorite Nintendo 64 games? Ocarina of Time, because that would be my obvious answer, and I'm going to have to go with Star Fox. Maybe Mischief Makers, but definitely Star Fox. Randy, what about you?
I don't know. I was going to say Mischief Makers, but somebody already beat me to it.
Oops.
So, yeah, I would probably say Mischief Makers, or I could cheat and say Mega Man 64.
You can. You can. I'll give it to you.
Just Mega Man Legends for the 64.
And we obviously know that Jared's favorite game is going to be Bomberman Hero.
That's not true.
Jared, what is yours?
The game that I'm thinking of that has like the most nostalgia factor for me is gonna be Donkey Kong 64.
Ooh,
You are a
nice.
good man. You are a good man.
So all I got.
Don't care
What
what
about
the
you,
haters say,
Chris?
Jared. You stay true. You stay true to Jared.
I stay true. Like I pull surprises out like every now and then. Like they think I haven't played any games, and I really haven't. But I have. Okay, maybe I did. Like I have. I don't even know, guys. Like I have all these N64 games. I used to have games. I sold them all, sort of. Then I got them all back. Maybe. Okay.
Chris, what
Hey,
about
Chris,
you?
what about you?
Let's see. You know, let's see. I want to say I come back to two. One of them is a little obvious for me, and you know, John, if you want to cover your ears for this, I know that it might offend you a little bit, but Majora's Mask is definitely one of my favorite 64 games.
What's
I'm
the
sorry
other
if we
one,
can't
Chris?
be friends anymore, but I'm not backing
So-
down from
What's the other one?
The other one is Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
There you go.
Oh,
We're friends again. That's okay.
Which I love
So
to death. I used to play that game with Nine Inch Nails, "The Perfect Drug," that song on the Lost Highway soundtrack. I had it on a cassette tape loop for like an hour. And yes, a cassette tape. Ladies and gentlemen listening to this live airing and or podcast version, if that happens, I had a tape player. Do you know what that is?
I have an idea.
Mr. Chris Garcia, unlike the rest of us, was born in '84, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
I had a
that's
tape
correct.
player.
Huh?
I had a tape player.
Oh yeah. Did you have Did you have the 5-inch record player like I did?
No.
I had a 5-inch record player. It was awful.
No.
Anyway, moving on. So I used to listen to The Perfect Drug by Nine Inch Nails on loop as I played Star Wars: Rogue Squadron, and I swear it made me a better X-wing pilot. I'm sticking to that. So.
Oh, Jesus.
I would
Garcia,
also,
ladies and gentlemen.
I would also have to throw in Star Wars Shadows of the Empire is super great. I have a
We
lot of
played
really
that
fun
too.
memories of that. Oh, and Banjo-Kazooie.
Me too. I was gonna say that.
Hey!
I was gonna bring up Banjo-Kazooie out of it. It's true.
Basically, I didn't have a 64 growing up, but my uncle, who just lived a few blocks away, did. He got it for himself as a Christmas present because, he was 30.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with 30-year-olds.
No, it's true.
All right.
But and then my daycare, which was my own grandmother, was just a couple of blocks away from him. So I would hang out at her place in the morning, and then after lunch, I was allowed to go over to his place for a few hours. So we would play 64 games all the time. So there's that was basically how I got to play it, was with my Uncle Tim. So if he ever sees this, Uncle Tim, you're the best, and one day I hope to be as good of a gamer as you are.
I don't have a Nintendo 64 now. I just have various virtual consoles. But my friend Kara has an N64, and that's how I played Banjo-Kazooie
John.
for the first time in 14 some odd years.
John,
Yes.
you just said you traded in Star Fox 64 on the 3DS.
It's true.
Because you have it on the 64, but you don't have the
I
64.
have
You
it.
can't play it.
I have
Thank
it
God someone
on-
figured this out. Like,
I have it on the Wii Virtual Console.
Same
I
here.
can play it
all right.
that way.
All right.
It may not be its original hardware, but it's the original game, sir.
I have a story.
Do it. Let's hear it.
What's
Two
your
stories.
story, Jared?
First
What
story.
stories?
We took a break during this N64 celebrate the 18th birthday thing, and what we did is we went to CVS to go get soda and stuff, and we go up to the cashier, there's this girl, and my friend Evan's just like, yeah, you know what we've been up to, blah blah blah, we've been playing these N64 games. The girl, the look on her eyes, we don't know this person, she's just like, Majora's Mask. We're like, what? How does this girl come out of nowhere playing Majora's Mask? Not Ocarina of Time, this and that, and she, that was hilarious. It's so unexpected that someone would bring that up.
Okey-dokey.
It was really cool though. So there was that. Second story, I was at work today, selling phones, and there's these two women who were there, around my age and your guys' age and stuff, and one of them was talking about video games, getting a Wii, and then the woman was like, the only thing I can play is Super Nintendo because that's what I played growing up. And then she's like, well, what about Nintendo 64? And she's like, no, that was way too many pixels or something for me to handle. And I'm like, heck yeah! Radical! So.
Radical. Kids in your 3D character models.
I can't do this 3D moving space.
For
Live in the past.
more people against Jonathan, we have live watcher Andrew Rudder says his favorite Majora's Mask. So
Yes,
Suck
we
John.
John.
Viewers watching this show, tell me what your favorite N64 game is, and we'll share.
We
I know I
will.
at least have one person on my side that maybe isn't so much a big fan of Majora's Mask. Maybe.
I'm not.
You're alone.
You're all
You're
I
alone.
like Ocarina of Time
World is
a
dark.
lot more. You guys talk.
Fine, I'm alone.
Anyway,
What?
Chris.
Skyward Sword?
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
Okay.
Once again, a musical podcast for our viewers.
Lonely. He's so lonely. His name is Jonathan Higgins. Lonely. room. Okay.
Yeah.
It's lonely on the top, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
So,
Chris, go on. What have you been playing and doing and things?
Doing and stuff. I do want to start off. This is not in the outline, but I just wanted to wish a very happy birthday to our dear friend Sonic the Hedgehog, who turned 23 just a mere 2 days ago. It was
Ah,
magical.
that's depressing.
I ate a chili dog. Sir, your blue is looking not a day over 18. I promise.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
So there's
Sonic the
that. Coincidentally,
Where's our damn
birthday.
Sonic hats? We need to get them.
Oh, it's upstairs. Oh,
Ah, I
you're
know.
Oh my god.
Randy, yes! Randy brought it.
thank you, Randy.
Randy brought
Thank
the
you,
damn
Randy.
thunder.
So I did get through a chili dog in his honor, and I always remember because I am a person. We'll skip that. We'll skip that. That's not even a big deal. So Mind Zero, I'm still playing that. It was gonna be shameless self-promotion. It was gonna be awful. So whatever. I'll spare the audience. They don't want to know.
Yes, sir.
Mind Zero. I've been playing that for the Vita. I'm playing that for review. Our good friends over at Game Podunk went ahead and asked me to review that for them. So I said, all right. I'm liking it a little better. You know what? I've liked it since I started playing it. It's not the best game. It's not something certainly that's like Persona 4 Golden level, which a lot of people are comparing it to right now. And I would compare it to it only because right now Persona 4 Golden is the top spot in like Vita RPGs for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the similarities between the two games, there really aren't any. A lot of people are thinking it's sort of a shameless Persona clone, and it really isn't. The more that I play, the more it differentiates itself, and I'm enjoying
That's
it
good
for
to
its
hear.
own merits, which is good. The story's getting pretty interesting. I really like it. So, going through that,
I recommend
also,
someone like me pick up that damn game because it is on my radar.
it seems to be getting mixed reviews. I like it. I'm not going to say that it's a great game. I will say that it is a good game. And when I do finish it, hopefully my review will reflect my final thoughts on the matter. But I would say for you, John, since there's a lot of things that you have to play, especially you've got all these games in your backlog, stuff like that, if you play it and you devote a couple hours to it, you may sideline it. So if that's the case, probably would just wait for a sale or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a game I'll get on a sale.
Yeah.
Right along with
I think it's a
Mario
game
Kart
you
8,
should-
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's no. That Mario
Hashtag,
Kart is good.
let's just rub it in more. I'm gonna wait.
So
That's me
yeah,
actually
so
rubbing something in,
Mind
by the
Zero.
way.
Uh-huh.
He
I
was
was
just
actually
making a
rubbing
bad
something
joke.
in.
Oh,
Yeah.
so because today the whole Platinum Games news, and me being an unabashed Platinum Games fan, so I got the Metal Gear Rising shirt I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
I also decided to take a
Sexy.
trip down one of Platinum Games' more obscure and, in my opinion, greatest titles, which is this bad boy right here.
I hate you so much.
Isn't that a little hard to
Infinite
come by
Space.
nowadays?
That's
They are-
why I hate him so much. And I'm not
So,
going to share some of that hatred with Sora.
Well, hey, you know what? You got Xenoblade when it launched, and I didn't, and I had to pay out the ass for that.
It's true.
So, we are
Point
even.
well taken.
There you go. Infinite Space. You know, I picked it up right before they ran out, and I played it probably for about 20 or 30 hours, and then I had to put it down to play something else. I can't even remember what the factor was, but I think I picked it up around the same time I picked up 999, so I think I went on to that. But-
That'll do it.
Yeah, too many games. I rarely beat a game that I'm not reviewing, so this is no indication of quality, I assure you. But playing it again, and I just am reminded of all the reasons why I absolutely love it, especially in the sci-fi genre, because so few sci-fi games give you the Star Trek aspect of games, where it isn't about a single person, it is about a group of people who come together. You have your main characters, sure, but you go through the game, you acquire more, you staff them to one of many, many positions on the ship. You can actually, designate certain people to be your cooks in that game. Your weapons officers, your security officers, your bridge, your helmsman. I mean, you can designate people to be all of those positions. And I really, really enjoy that. The exploration's really nice. There's so many planets that you can kind of fly through. There's random encounters where you encounter other ships. There's even ones where you can encounter transport ships and attack them if you really, really want to earn some extra money. You can be a little bit piratey, maybe, and take their stuff.
Now we know why you like it.
Now we know why Chris likes the damn
And it's
game.
clear. It's all so clear. So with the Platinum News, I played that a little bit today, right before the podcast, and I'm
There you
enjoying
go.
it.
And I still hate you for it.
Yeah, so if you are a fan of Platinum Games, this is definitely not their normal stuff. Obviously, they really excel when they're doing very loud, very over-the-top action-adventure games. But this is a sort of a turn-based sci-fi sim game, and I think it works really well.
Oh, it's entertaining. I will give it that.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. So yeah, there's that one. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, yeah. Nothing else.
Chris,
Yeah, check the outline. Nothing. Cool. I'm boring.
here's
That's
some,
okay.
No, you're not.
here's some backwards compatible trivia. If you take all the games on my list and you just add them with just me, and you add everyone else's together, I think they just barely surpass me.
Yeah. Probably not even, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
Good for you, John.
Yeah,
I
John.
like to.
You
Congrats.
get in a word. You get in a word. I'll make you a star.
Yay.
Jesus
So
God.
And this
Damn
is
it.
where we transition into the X-rated version of this live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen.
well, before we get there, I want to say a couple other things from the awesome live viewers who've got here.
Yes.
Andrew wanted to clarify that he likes Ocarina of Time. He just thinks Majora's Mask is better in every way. So there's
High
that.
five to that guy.
Great, let's
High
add a
five,
doom
sir.
clock.
Um,
Fucking haggard.
And Emily says Majora's Mask belongs in the Legend of Zelda Outlier box with the Adventures of Link. Aside from the obvious Ocarina of Time,
Thank God.
This is my
John?
friend.
John, I want a divorce in Tamagotchi life.
Oh God.
she says,
Emily, I
You
love
can ask
you.
John.
she says
you can
aside
ask
from
John
the
what that's
obvious
about if you
Ocarina of Time, she also loves Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie.
Damn right.
Nice.
I knew
Good
I
game.
wasn't alone. I knew it.
And then
Probably
Raymond,
asked her. You probably asked her for help.
Raymond hits us
I
with some
haven't said a damn thing.
Raymond hits us with some breaking news. Rock Simulator 2014 is announced for Steam Greenlight. You play as a rock. Great game idea or greatest game idea?
Sounds like a Peter Molyneux game.
This is
Nice.
Speaking of games for Steam, John, did you know it was voted for Community Choice right now?
Cave
Or-
Story?
Gone Home is $3 again.
Oh, shit. Okay, it's $3 again?
Yeah.
Randy, are you going to buy it?
It ends in like a few hours. And I don't get paid till Friday, and I'm super strapped.
Damn it,
John.
Randy, you're going to make me buy you a game. Happy
Do it.
birthday, sir.
But then I'll have to get you Rock Simulator. Guys,
Solid as a rock.
I think that's a show, right?
That's a damn show.
Ooh, that was a good one. So we've got a couple of outro things for you guys, some fun stuff. So first, the housekeeping. If you'd like to send feedback to us, you can send all of that email fun stuff to feedback.bcpodcast@gmail.com. Do not forget to follow us on Twitter @podcast, as well as follow us, blah blah blah, on Facebook, Google Plus, and Tumblr.
We
We're
are
putting up,
everywhere, folks.
yeah,
We will
everywhere.
find you.
We will
and we will make you
We
do
are
this.
everywhere.
We'll be
Yeah.
putting some fun content and stuff up on Tumblr in the coming soonish time, so you can look forward to that, as well as all of our hijinks and things on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Speaking of Twitter, you can follow us individually. If you're just listening to us and you haven't seen our tags here, or for Chris, who's sadly on a tablet, so he doesn't get the option of putting one of these things on there.
Sad time.
You can follow us individually. You can follow me at Saber_Breaker.
I'm at Radical Defect.
I'm at Sci-House GJ.
Can we spell that? Because
Let's have you guess. It's
CYHOWSKI. I know how to spell Jared's name.
wow,
J.
impressive.
J.
It's also under my wonderful, like, beautiful thing that Randy built. It says @AskGJ. J. So if you just check out the video real quick as you're watching, yeah, it's right there. You could even take a screen grab and make me your background. I know many people do that. So
Yes, this one right there. That one right there. That was perfect.
nice.
Make
Yeah.
the pictures of me and my tattoos your background on your wallpapers, folks.
No.
And Chris, where can they find you?
I am at WildcardCorsair on Twitter. I am wildcardcorsair.tumblr.com, and you can find me on GamePodunk.com and 8bitfix.com.
Nice.
Renaissance man.
Yeah, you're just all over the place.
Which, by the way, at some point, maybe not tonight or now, but we should give out like our PSN IDs and 3DS friend codes.
Well, hey, I can do that right now, because guess what? Wildcard Corsair is my
Corsair.
PSN, Wildcard Corsair is my Xbox Live, and Wildcard Corsair is my Steam name and my Wii U name. So,
Man, when the next big thing happens, I'm gonna make myself Wildcard Corsair, and you're gonna make you pay me money.
I am Radical Defect pretty much everywhere else. There may be underscores there. I think my Nintendo Network ID is Radical_Defects, but try the underscore if the regular unspaced doesn't work. Try it. You'll find me somewhere.
Mine should be Ava_Shogoki, which is EVA_SHOU. No, wait, SHOGOUKI.
You can't even spell his own handle.
Mine is usually Red Amaranth, and I usually capitalize the A. I don't know if that matters, but usually it's Red Amaranth, one word.
Who knows?
To add in something else to the show, we thought we'd do something fun. We want to know more about you, our audience, so we're going to do an audience question every week. What you can do is you can tweet, email, or any way that you can contact us, give us your answer, and we might read your responses at the beginning of the next episode. So the question for this week, if you could have one superpower, and let's say it can't be flight or invisibility because everybody will pick those, what would it be? Be creative. We want to hear about it, and we'll hear what you guys have to say next week. We'll give our own next week, and we'll have another question for you. So, fun, yeah?
Hey, I dig fun times. Not that I don't have enough fun with y'all already. God knows it's fun to rag on you motherfuckers.
Yeah, duh. So next time, Jonathan has a long list of things he wants to talk about. So, Jonathan, what are you going to talk about next time? Lay it on us.
Oh, for the love of Christ, y'all. I talk too much. We've covered this. I will never, ever stop talking too much. But just one thing. Only one thing. That's it.
Okay.
My one thing that I'm doing tomorrow, as a matter of fact, is going to Atlanta to go see Greg Proops, formerly of Whose Line Is It Anyway fame. He has a podcast called The Smartest Man in the World, and he's doing a live show in Atlanta, and Holly is taking me to go see him. So I will tell you about something that's not a video game for once when you see me next. Huzzah!
Good.
Oh, that's right. Holly is also watching Orange is the New Black. I have already watched Season 1 of Orange is the New Black, and I'm waiting on her, and we're going to watch through Season 2 together. So there's that. Other thing that's not games. Because as far as games go, Shovel Knight, baby.
3 things.
we were all keeping track.
It's true. Y'all keep count.
Every single one of us.
Basically,
I have a lot on my mind. This brain, it's it's so big that it can't keep it
You-
all in.
Are amazing, and we love you for that.
True.
I'm
You know
glad.
what, John?
I'm glad somebody does. Damn it.
Have you ever considered cosplaying as Megamind?
I think that's the best way to end this. John, push the end broadcast button. We're
This-
done. Can't top
It's been episode
it. One.
of Backwards
Officially.
Compatible. Randy, Chris, Jared, thank you so much for sitting down with us. Listeners, viewers, thanks so much for listening. Take good care, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
See ya.